Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back. I was hoping to get a Capital Enduro review video out this week, but it's all a little bit hectic when you have like race weekends back to back. There's a lot to like fit in between, so trying to get them both out is super difficult. So I've decided to kind of skip that this week, and I didn't actually do a vlog on the day. We'll get into that in a minute. But we'll do a review with Hugo next week, and we'll cover that on the podcast. If you haven't listened to the podcast yet, check the description below. You'll find it there. But yeah, so what's been happening? The last time we spoke was just before Valorsen, and some pretty good times down there. Since then, we've done the GS in Grena, the Nationals, and the Capital Enduro. It's been a bit of a mixed bag for me. Like the Grena race, I felt like quite good, but it was the first time on the new bike, so you don't have too much like expectations. And I was 6th place on that. I was kind of hoping to be in the top 5. That's where I'd like to be at those races, like try and sort of be consistently there, but it didn't really matter because as soon as the race had finished, I was happy with my performance, like happy with my riding. So the result is what it is. Like all you can do is control your bit and then go from there. And then we went on to Nationals, and Nationals actually felt really good. Like I felt like I rode really well. I was stoked to have some good pace on the pro stage and get in the top 10 there. Then come away with 12th from the first round. Again, like on paper before the season started, it was like try and finish every round in the top 10, and that should be pretty good like come the end of the season. So to miss out by sort of less than 20 seconds sucked a bit, but again, I got to the end of the day and I was like, I have ridden as good as I can ride here. There was one stage that was a little bit sloppy, but generally over a whole race, which was actually quite a tough race, I was super happy. And then this is where this like results on paper versus how you feel about your performance is so different, because I came away from those first 2 races, I was really happy with my performance. Then there was a bit of there was like 1 week off, then it was into the first Capital Enduro, which was in Rosario in Vaxholm. That was so good. What a race. Tough day. Like if the Jotland Enduro Series is the entry level, Capital Enduro Series is definitely the in between the in between, like going into Nationals, you know, because that was technical. That was a tough day on the bike. I got a bit overwhelmed, like in the days leading up to that. I had a lot on my plate, so I actually came into the race quite stressed out. I skipped a lot of my normal steps that I have of like my sort of process. And I came into the race day just not really fully prepared, and it really like upset my balance, and I just couldn't relax very well. And then it came to the first stage, and it was sort of going okay, and then like make a mistake towards the bottom, and just that was a bit frustrating. And stage 2 tried to like really like give it the gas, and just messed up there. But I felt like I sort of reverted back to this thing where you're I don't know, like relying on power more than technique, you know, and you're just like, oh, this is like my old race mode, I like to call it, where I'm just like, just power everywhere and don't really give a fuck about anything else. But like halfway through the day, like Alice and my buddy Nikos were there, and I just sort of stopped and just sat with them for a minute and had a good chat and sort of reset myself, and then came out for the second half of the race much stronger, much more chilled, felt like my normal self again, and came away from the day quite happy. And when you look at it this way, it's a bit weird. Like I actually feel like that was my worst riding I've had this season, but I've managed to finish in the top 5, which is the goal, like on paper, you know. So that was quite that was a positive. But then I went out in the week and tried to do some more riding that was and just really focused on keeping my head up and keeping my body active. So I felt like in that last race I was really looking maybe a meter in front of my wheel and just really stiff and just pedal. But I feel like we've got through that. Sorry, the inverter cooling fan has just turned on. I'm literally just packing the van at the moment for the Varnamo GS round 2 this weekend. Also going to head over to Ulricehamn on the way, hopefully, depending on timing. Maybe check that out. But yeah, so sort of results and that reality versus expectation thing is always interesting, I think. But I feel in a much better place now than I did going into the Rosario race, and yeah, let's see how we push on from here. But hey, I wanted to say as well, for the first time ever, the channel's actually growing and having the watch hours and time at a rate where it will, if it continues like that for some time, then it will actually, after ploughing a lot of time and effort and money, I guess, into it, it would actually start to give something back. But that's gonna, yeah, it's the first time I've ever got over that threshold. But I need to hold that threshold for a long time. So I just want to say thank you to everyone that's watching and listening and and supporting the journey. What can I say? Really excited to carry on racing, but it is super stressful sometimes. When it's back-to-back race weekends, it's quite a quick turnaround and it's pretty intense when you're right, get home. POV's out on the Monday. I always try to get them out on the Monday. Then you have a vlog or something. And yeah, sorry, I didn't say, but because I was in such a mess on the Rosario race, I was I'm not doing a vlog because it's just, I can't think about that. But that will be back this weekend. We shall be vlogging, and I want to do a bit more of a deep dive and do not a deep dive, but do a walkthrough of what a day at Jotland Enduro Series is like. So look for, have a look out for that. And also want to say had an absolute heap of love. Bigsy, you want to come in the shade? Just doing the whole hot cold thing. Yeah, I've been getting a heap of love from people trackside at races and people reaching out on Instagram and in the comments on YouTube and stuff, and it's mad. It's so mad. It means so much, and yeah, it's pretty surreal. I got asked for a photo the other day, which is the first time that's ever happened, and I'm really not sure why, but I was happy to do it. But yeah, the summer's here now, it seems. Everyone get out, go ride your bikes, let's have some fun. Come say hey in Varnamo. If I have the time, I want to do some Jotland bike checks. So if you see me kicking around, just come over, say hello. Let's have some fun there this weekend. It's going to be 20 degrees. Woo! Cooking. Remember to take plenty of water, and yeah, let's enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in. We'll get back to the normal scheduled stuff pretty soon, and there's a POV coming out at the weekend from Outbaden DH, which is the longest downhill track in Stockholm, and we were there the other day. Victor took my KOM after I took it from myself. He took it from me. Fair play, man. Need to get back there. All right, peace out, much love.